Ooh, Rajiv, this is a good one right here. This is one when you first showed me this and we put it into practice, it really did change our ability to produce the type of things we were looking for AI in a much more efficient way. You guys are going to stick around. This is going to be an episode that's really going to give you the ability to take your artificial intelligence usage to the next level.
Welcome to another episode of Real Estate AI Flash, where we sift through all of the advancements in AI to really power you with specific actionable insights to move your real estate career forward. And this one's going to be a good one because we're going to talk about how you can kind of become more efficient as you start to get comfortable with ChatGPT. And this is an episode all about custom instructions. And we're going to get into it, Jimmy, with this one.
Yeah, Rajiv, I remember the first time that you showed me this, and I just didn't even realize it. And then I just started playing with this, and even I did an episode with one of our agents, and we went through this. And Andy Bill was kind of showing me what he was doing. And even since then, as you and I have talked, there have been advancements in ways. So I'm excited for people to get the basics of this, and I know we're going to give them a little 201, so to speak, as far as not just the 101 on exactly how to use this. So it's going to be a great episode.
Yeah, and earlier, Jimmy, I think our episode 2 or 3, we talked about our foundation. And the foundation was the 4 Ps. And then the first P was the most important, which is prime. And we talked about RISE as an acronym: role, input, steps, and expectations. And custom instructions really fits there. So you don't have to spend a lot of time priming the engine to get what you want. And so that's where it is. So for those of you that are watching this, I'm actually going to be sharing my screen. So all the links will be in the show notes. But I'm going to go ahead and share the screen so people can see where this is actually resides in ChatGPT. So this is custom instructions is available for both the free version and the paid version. So this applies to both categories. If you just have the free one, you're obviously using 3.5, but you click on your name and there is custom instructions. And what you'd simply do is click on it and you'll see here. The idea here is, let's just say we're going to take writing content for different things, whether it's email marketing or social media creation. You can basically copy and paste, and we're going to show you one example here so you can kind of see how this works. There's 2 sections. If you're just listening to the podcast, there's 2 sections in custom instructions. The first one is, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide a better response? We'll give you an example so you can understand it. The second one is, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? And each of these sections are up to 1,500 characters. So the more you put in there, maximum 1,500, the better context it's going to have. And it's almost like running a 100-meter dash, Jimmy, but if you have custom instructions, you're already at the 50-meter dash. And you're running 50 meters, whereas everybody else is sort of working towards it. So as Jimmy alluded to, it's going to improve your efficiency. Okay? So let's take an simple example, and I'm going to go to a different screen here. And I have, this is a simple example. We'll put this in the show notes, but I've started to build different role types for custom instructions because it's not one thing doesn't fit all, right? So for example, if I wanted to just write some really good copy, I have a copywriter custom instruction, okay? Let's take one that is very popular, social media marketing management, right? So as an example, what would you like ChatGPT to know? And for those of you that are watching this, you're seeing this obviously, but if you are listening to this, I am going to kind of read out a few things so you can understand what this is. What would you like ChatGPT to know? The first section in custom instructions, the profession, role, remember role from RISE? We want it to act as a social media manager. What are its responsibilities? Managing brand presence on social platforms, creating again, this is not be all end all, but this is a good context to think about the different roles you want ChatGPT to act in. Social media marketing, email marketing, property marketing. All of these are different roles. And once you have them built, I have it on a Google Doc. I simply would copy this and paste it and start the chat versus, so you can start to do different things. So as an example, if I was Jimmy in your role, you could have one for real estate coaching, right? You could have one
Right.
for accountability. You could
Right.
have different roles. As an agent, you have different things you're doing. So this is just one example, and I think this will start to engage your mind in terms of, oh, I can do these 3 different roles I can build custom instructions for. So knowledge or expertise, platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, social media ad platforms, all of this is part of and we'll put the link to this in the show notes. So I would simply at this point take this. What would you like ChatGPT to know? And I would simply go over to my ChatGPT first window here. I got to first enable it. That would help. And then I would simply paste it. And that's it. Once you've built one, it's a rinse and repeat. I'm all about creating systems to build efficiencies, and this will build efficiencies for your work. So that's step 1 of ChatGPT custom instructions. And it gives you some tips here. Yeah, go ahead, Jimmy.
That's what I was going to say is one of the things I love about this is that not only do you have the basis, and listen, if you go to the show notes, you'll be able to get a link to be able to get these examples, but it's going to also give you some prompts here, some like, where are you based out of? What do you do for work? What are your hobbies and interests? It's going to really ask the questions in a way that's going to help it be able to understand you in a better way so that it gives you even better responses to the prompts that you're giving it.
Yeah, and here's a hot take. What we've done here is we've sort of built a file for all of the different roles, custom instructions. But guess what? You could use ChatGPT to ask you questions to build the custom instructions. So you don't have to, and part of this has been created that way, but not all of it, because you can start to write. It's a human language. So let's go to the second part. How would you like ChatGPT to respond? So I'll share some of this stuff on the pod so people that are listening and not watching can understand. Tone and formality. We're saying engaging, modern, and slightly informal. Level of detail, make sure you understand insights into current trends and platform practices. Avoidance of ambiguity, clear strategies for content and engagement. Tables. Here's a big one for me. I'm a big table guy. Now, if you're not, you don't have to include it. If it makes sense, please provide table outputs to help describe solutions to my problems. Problem solving method, use step-by-step clear instructions. And there's a lot here. We're going to put it in the. So I'm going to just simply copy this, and then simply go over here and paste it. And I'm pretty much at this point, make sure you save it, and you save it. And at this point, now my chat is curated for social media management, right? And how many roles can you build? I'm always like of the belief that if you're a real estate agent, there's certain things primarily you do. Figure out what those things are. Property marketing is one. Client marketing maybe is another one. Client engagement is another one. Kind of figure out those things and build custom instructions for each of those things so you can rinse and repeat. I mean, literally, I'm go when I copy and paste and start a new chat for that task.
This is so good. And when they do those chats, then they'll save that. If they save that chat, in other words, and they start another one, they have the capability to then go in and reset that for something else. They can name that, I guess you could say, correct?
Yeah. So you could simply start the chat. And as you start to say, hey, write a social media marketing for this property or whatever. And then once this chat's on the left side, you can simply rename it. And at that point, you know what that chat was for. And you can come up with your own acronyms, SM hyphen whatever. And so you know that was SM custom instructions. The next one could be PM, property marketing. Again, those are acronyms. I'm just making stuff up, but it could be whatever you want that to be. So the one thing you want to know about custom instructions is it's enabled for a new chat. So if you put social media marketing, as I used in this example, the next chat, if it's about a real estate coaching, make sure you got to change the custom instructions and enable the chat and start a new chat, right? And because it's enabled for all chats going forward. So you can turn it off, turn it on. So I think this will improve efficiency for people that get comfortable because it's a rinse and repeat. Your roles don't change day by day. There's like big buckets of things you do. And custom instructions is going to really power your GPT use forward.
This is really literally one of those, Rajiv, that just if you just listen to this one episode and you just put this one thing into practice, you have probably begun to outperform 90% of the people that are actually using ChatGPT or your competition that's out there. So this is such good stuff. Listen, I know you guys got some value out of this. Again, if you haven't had a chance to go out and subscribe to the podcast, please do so. Helps us spread the message. Also, leave us a review. That'll help us make sure that we're, as we always say, stronger together. Gives us the ability to reach out to more agents so that as a realtor community, we're stronger together. I hope this has been helpful. Listen, take advantage of this. Go into the show notes, get those examples, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Take care.
Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.